Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And do you remember? Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach us live this hour, 800-848-9222. Do you remember when Bud Light turned to a transgender woman to push their product, their beer, and it was a disaster? Well, Dylan Mulvaney from that Bud Light commercial or campaign perhaps meet your Super Bowl counterpart, Bad Bunny.
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana otra. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana.
I have to be honest with you. Perhaps if he had performed in English, it might have been a different story. Perhaps, possibly. So here's the positive. It was great that the Puerto Rican culture was brought to a world stage. That's the good news. The good news. And I say that as a Bronx guy that grew up not far from the Grand Concourse. So it's a good thing that the Puerto Rican culture was brought to a world stage. That's the good news. But the bad news, and President Trump may have a point here, he is on the attack, calling the halftime show done by Puerto Rican rapper Bad Bunny as, quote, one of the worst ever and an affront to the greatness of America. President Trump going on the Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. It makes no sense. The president wrote in a lengthy Truth Social post minutes after the show concluded Sunday night. So we're dealing with the Super Bowl halftime show fallout, but also law enforcement this hour, the impossible job of law enforcement. Over the weekend, as I mentioned on the Midnight program, I was in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Wonderful town, meeting with some law enforcement officials, retired police officers, and it was wonderful to get a glimpse into their world, into their community. And I went out there to do one of their podcasts, and that was wonderful. But I met a number of great people, and I want you to hear part of the conversation. This is with NYPD retired detective Tom Werther, And Werther worked the warrant squad in my neck of the Bronx. And I want you to listen, this conversation. We're going to come back to the Super Bowl, but this conversation between myself and Tom Werther. Tom, I got to tell you, man, you're the real deal. I got the opportunity to do a podcast with you. I want you to explain to me, one, how many years were you on the force at NYPD?
I served 12 years.
12 years. What is life like today for an NYPD officer? Keep it real.
Keep it real. Well, so I did 12 years. I was hit by a car. I was injured in the line of duty, so I was cut short. But my time there, the guys today have a very difficult job, very different than what we had 15, 20 years ago, where not only fighting the folks on the street, and I say fighting, it's not like a physical confrontation, but we're constantly have the same arguments with the folks in the street, with the politicians, with the people that think they know law enforcement based off their social media pages. So we're fighting fights on every angle here with very little support. So doing the job now is very different than it was 20 years ago. You're nothing. You shouldn't be answering for everything, but body cameras. Honestly, body cameras are one of the greatest things that they ever did. we're more scrutinized now than ever. Those body cameras catch everything. So the road that you take down that law enforcement highway is very different. It's difficult. You don't know. Obviously, you don't know what's waiting for you around the corner, but you're getting it from 7 different angles here. You know, the support of the community, the support of your mayors, your governors, law enforcement in general. People like to dissect the police officer versus the sheriff versus the ICE versus the federal. They're all law enforcement officers, and we're all tasked with the same job, enforcing the law. I don't know how these guys do it today. I honestly don't. I don't know how they're able to effectively do it safely. And by safely, I mean not only for their own safety, but the safety of the people that we're providing that service for.
So you're telling me they're second-guessed, they're undermined, they're overworked, they work for a mayor that does not have their back.
Yeah.
Mom Donnie.
Mm-hmm. They're, besides all that, I mean, and you think that would be enough, right? That would be enough. And then we have the judicial system. New York State, New York City is catch and release. They love letting folks out. We had a sergeant just yesterday was convicted of manslaughter with the affecting a lawful arrest on a gentleman who wound up expiring during that arrest process. He was convicted. That sends a strong message to your police officers.
And his life has changed forever now.
His life is over. His life is over. This sergeant, he may go to jail. Look, I wasn't there for the process of the whole court process. I do have faith in the system. As a Bronx cop, we never really had a whole lot of faith in the Bronx judicial system. It was always kind of rigged against us. We felt that way, and this verdict from a judge, no less, kind of supports that message that we're not supported. We're just not supported.
So you don't think you could do the job today?
I could. Listen, we have a lot of challenges. I think that we have to look at how law enforcement is conducted. Are we doing it perfectly? No. I think in anything you do in your life, if you've given up on how to improve, you've given up on it in general. So law enforcement, there's always room for improvement. I don't know how I would be able to effectively enforce the law in the areas that I worked in now the way we did then. And it wasn't a rogue warrior gangbanger stuff that we did. It was just everyday effective common sense policing that now is being called into question. Like I said, is good though. You should be able to question authority. You should be able to question law enforcement the way we question our teachers and our doctors, our politicians. But I think it's gone too far.
And it has gone too far. There is no doubt about it. That's why spending my Saturday in Phillipsburg, New Jersey was wonderful. And I'm headed to Western Connecticut tomorrow night. So, folks, if you're near Western Connecticut, if you're in Connecticut, I will be speaking, and I won't have the constraints of the radio. I'll be able to say exactly what I feel. Exactly. I'll be speaking at the Western Republican Town Committee. Tomorrow evening, my wife Marilyn will be with me speaking. My son Dominic will be with me speaking. We'll be talking special needs children and as well politics. It's free and open to the public. But again, focusing on law enforcement. I'm coming back to the Super Bowl. I'm coming back to that. And Bad Bunny, I'm not going to call him Bugs Bunny. Bad Bunny, coming back to that in just a second. But on the midnight program, we also aired this clip. If you know me, you know I love police officers, and I'm fascinated by police dogs, the canine units. And so I'm sitting down with another retired cop on Saturday. His name, John Mancini, and John is a great guy. Met his wife, met his daughter. He's a businessman in Nutley, New Jersey, and I didn't know that he had started the canine program in his job as an officer with the West Orange Police Department in New Jersey. Started out as a private investigator, became a bounty hunter. He was very successful at that. I want you to hear this again. This is from John Mancini, retired West Orange, New Jersey police officer, and then we're going to come back to the topic of Bad Bunny.
I worked for West Orange.
In New Jersey.
I started the canine
You worked with the dogs?
Yes. Yep.
Wow, I didn't know you worked with the dogs.
I actually started the unit, yeah.
So what was that like?
I had dogs when I did bounty hunting, and I had a dog that was pretty much 90% trained. Department gave me the green light, and we sent him out to Morris County Canine Academy. He got trained, and he was a narcotics and patrol dog.
Wow. So how does it work with the dogs? How do you train them? For narcotics, you expose them to narcotics. Is that true?
No, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. It's a game. It's nothing but a game. It's all fun for the dog. We hide the narcotics. They find it. They play. So a lot of people have a misnomer that you get the dogs hooked on drugs, and that's the farthest from the truth. That is, to them, when you take them out of the car and you tell them to find it and go, it's nothing but a game. Even bite work is there's no emotion in that. It's just fun for them.
Even when they're forced to bite.
Yep. The difference is because if it's emotion, you want the dog to bite and hold. If it was emotion, the dog would be biting and releasing, and you just want them to hold the suspect. So anything that we do with the dog is done either with food or with praise.
Wow. And so if it's necessary for the dog to bite, is there a standard command that you give the officer?
It's pretty funny. My dog was Czechoslovakian, and all my commands were in German.
No.
Yeah, so nobody knew what I was telling the dog to do.
Wow. And so if you gave, and we're talking to a wonderful retired police officer from New Jersey, John Mancini, your wife is wonderful, your daughter is wonderful. So if you gave that command in German, your dog would attack.
Absolutely, 100%. And my dog was considered a hard dog. He was not a dog that you would approach and pet. He was hard. When he came out of that crate, he was working.
With the issue of law enforcement today is an impossible job, and I will continue to focus on officers to see where their heads are, how they feel. Retired officers that can speak publicly on the job. It's an issue that I'm not going to let go away. But we're going to circle back now to the issue that everyone is talking about.
God bless America. Sea Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Perú, Ecuador, Brasil, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, México, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, Haití, las Antillas, United States, Canadá, a my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
English, Bad Bunny, English. 800-848-9222. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
So, Bad Bunny, your arrogance is what messed up the halftime show at the Super Bowl for you. When you told us, you lectured Americans that we had, and you're an American yourself, that we had 4 months to learn Spanish, when you really should have said you have 4 months to learn English. And then the double whammy, you went on and attacked Ice Out at the Grammys as you won Best Album of the Year. So you have nobody to blame but yourself. Joining him on stage last night, a number of celebrities. You could see Cardi B dancing in the background. There was Lady Gaga.
Cause you already know what you mean to me, and I'm the only one fighting for. Wherever you go, that's where I'll follow.
Lady Gaga is talented. Now notice Bad Bunny, English, man, English. Also performing in Spanish. It was nice to see again Ricky Martin.
Quieren quitarme el río y también la playa. Quieren el barrio mío y que abuelita se vaya. No, no, suelte la bandera ni olvide el lelo, la pasó a Hawái. No suelte la bandera ni olvide el Lelo Light, que no quiero que hagan contigo.
I have no idea what he was saying, but I can't tell you this much. Why are you laughing at me, Carlos? I'm telling you the truth. Listen, I'm already having a rough day, right? I'm going to Liz in Florida. She's a voice of reason. But let me tell you how my day started out. So I decided, I'm under the weather, I decided, I try and be a man of the people. I'm going to ride New Jersey Transit in today. Boy, was that a disaster. One of the great things about being a public figure and they recognize you when you get on the train, the conductors are my homeboys. So one of the guys, his name is Dominic. Dominic comes up to me and says, Dominic, don't get off in Secaucus. We're having problems. Wires have been cut down. You'll be stuck in Secaucus for an hour. Go to Hoboken, take path into New York City. So that's what I did. So I had a choice of go New Jersey Transit or drive in. And if I drive in, Mom Johnny, you can't park anywhere. There's still ice everywhere. There's still garbage, even though he's doing videos a mile a minute, mayor social media. I don't blame him. He's only 34 years old, right? He doesn't know what he's doing. He's playing mayor. And so those were my two choices today, right? Either drive in, no place to park because of Mom Johnny, or stick with New Jersey Transit. And don't get off in Secaucus. Go to Hoboken. Deal with path. Those are my two choices. Liz in Florida, line 5. What's on your mind, Liz?
Hi, Dominic. I think what you need is a real break. You should go on a Disney cruise with your grandchildren, your family. I just got back. I went with my granddaughter and daughter. Listen, from Friday to Monday, no internet. I don't think I missed anything about, Bad Bunny, Bugs Bunny, whatever his name is. The only celebrities that I wanted to see were the ones that I saw, Mickey and Minnie and all the princesses. I'm telling you, it's the most calming, amazing, cruises are great. You should
wait, Liz. So what am I supposed to the last time I saw Mickey that I can remember, my daughter was like 8 years old. Liz, I want you to do me a small favor. If you can hold on, I got to take a break. It's going to be a couple of minutes. But I want you to explain to me, what am I supposed to talk about with Mickey? And then Mrs. Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and you want me to go on a cruise? Liz, stay with me, please. Time for a break. New Jersey Transit. I'm coming back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. Okay, sounds good, but what did he say? The alternative halftime show was Kid Rock.
My name is Kid.
So Kid Rock brought it and had the numbers on YouTube. Millions of people tuned in. Meanwhile, and I'm going back to Liz in Florida in just 1 second, sometimes the grandmothers, they just don't lie. They can't hide it. They can't hide it. This grandmother, this cute grandmother sitting on her living room couch watching the halftime show, the NFL halftime show. Let's just say she's not a fan of Bad Bunny.
I mean, like, who is this man? Golly! He can't sing. I mean, like, what is this? Golly! This is ridiculous. the American flag and all these other flags. And yeah, God bless you too. Get off the stage. Please get off the stage. Get off. Put the game back on. I can't stand this. Tell me that.
Oh, well.
What in the world is all this?
Oh, Grandma's actually using profanity.
Thank you.
Let's go back to the voice of reason, Liz in Florida. Liz, so you were telling me something about I need to go. Liz, I hate cruises. Do you have a take on, and you know why I hate cruises, Liz? Are you still with me?
I am here.
Okay.
Why?
So here's why I went on a cruise once. Here's why I hate going on cruises. Because one person, this is going to sound terribly arrogant, one person is going to tell another person, that's Dominic Carter. And then 15 minutes into the cruise, I'm going to have to answer 100 questions a day. Everybody thinks they're the only one asking the question about President Trump, about Obama, about the news of the day. And by the time the first day of the cruise is over, man overboard, Carter just jumped off the ship. I can't do it, Liz. I can't do it. So anyway, what's on your mind? It says here, Bad Bunny.
No, I was going to say I didn't miss anything. My entertainment with Broadway shows and the characters, but if you go in disguise on a Disney cruise, no one will recognize you. You'll be
Disney.
fine.
No, that won't work. The moment I say hello, they'll be like, that's that guy with the New York voice. He's a native New Yorker. That's the guy on ABC. That's him. That's him. And then, so what do you think of Trump? What do you think, the meme of Obama, the Obamas, and the gorilla, and the apes? And let's have an hour-long conversation, Mr. Carter. I know you're on vacation. That's what my life is like, Liz. But anyway, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's, you can just say, thank you. You're the wrong person. I'm told I look like him and speak like him all the time.
Liz, I can't even get a haircut in peace. Every 3 weeks, Liz, don't tell me, I hope this doesn't sound sexist, but sometimes you know how women sometimes, do women still dye, I'm not saying you, Liz, do women still dye their hair or no?
Yeah, of course they do.
Okay. So I don't dye my hair, but every month I got to go to the barber and get a haircut because on the side, like where sideburns go, there's nothing but gray, and it'll drive me insane. So I go to get a haircut, and I just want to close my eyes for 20 minutes, and I don't want to think about politics or anything else. Hey, Dominic, let me ask you about Trump. So that's my world. So wait a minute. You don't have a take that you see Bad Bunny?
No, of course not.
You didn't see it. Did you see Kid Rock?
I had no internet. What I was trying to say was, it was the most calming, amazing, like from Friday morning to Monday morning, nothing but just peace. And, listen, this ship, it's like a floating theme park. I'm telling you, your family would just love to go. And you know what? I don't, it's a different type of crowd there. No one's going to come up to you and
you want to bet?
Questioning you.
You want to bet?
Yeah, you know what? I'll take you up on that. Absolutely.
I'm just not a cruise guy at all. But Liz, we have nothing but love for you. I'm working on the diet. It's coming slow, but I'm working on it, and I'm glad you had fun with your grandkids. That's what counts. Correct.
Don't call it a diet. It's a life change.
Yes, a life change. Correct the mundo. It's a life change. Liz, thank you so much for the wonderful call. So if you get a chance, take a look at Bad Bunny and tell me what you think. No?
I could do that. Sure. Okay. I'll let you know.
Wonderful, Liz. Thank you for the call. Let's go to Christine, line 4, Long Island. Christine, what's on your mind?
Yes. Hi. Good afternoon, Dominic.
Hi.
I wanted to mention that I'm a retired veterinarian.
Okay.
As well as I've had 4 service dogs. The first 2 were personal protection for other reasons, but 3 of the 4 were German Shepherds.
Wow.
Now, and they were imports, okay? And one was a Rottweiler. I would trust all 4 of them anywhere They've been with my grandchildren and whatnot. But it's like a different mindset when you have, like, it's called Schutzen. That's like the German training of obedience, and then it goes into, it can be personal protection and things like that. And it's like a light switch goes on when you give, because all the dog's commands were in German, okay, because I didn't need my children or their friends goofing around, innocently, but yet it could be a problem. But it's like so amazing. So when you were speaking earlier to the gentleman, it's just like so true. Like, they're just so good. And I mean, like, my present dog, he goes to church with me. He goes,
wow.
He comes, like, I had to go into the city, and he's gone on the medical transport with me, and, I have personal aids, and the dog is as good as gold, Dominic. So it's just, there's such an asset to police protection. And at the same point, like, when you give them the command to, like, stop, like, initially, you tell them to bark, you tell them to kind of, like, snap, not, like, bite anyone, but just, like, snap so that they come off a little bit more
aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. To deter any nonsense from going on and to protect the police as well. But, like, the canine officers, I mean, they hurt just as badly when their partner, the canine, gets hurt and injured as if it wasn't.
Absolutely. Christine, I got to move on. Thank you for the call. But to Christine's point, she is correct. There are videos all over the internet when canine police officers are injured, the dogs are injured. You see these grown men and women crying like babies because they're partners. They spend almost 24 hours a day with the dog. And, call me weird, but like when I am in Port Authority or Grand Central or wherever, and I see the police dogs, I want to lie down with the dog and like talk to the dog, but the dog looks like on the snap of a moment that he'll eat me alive. And it won't be pretty. So, and, I want to say hello to the dog, but, they recommend that you don't bother these canine dogs. So John Mancini, the now retired officer of West Orange, New Jersey, he started the canine unit for that police department. So it is very, very interesting. I see a number of you want to talk about Bad Bunny. Let's go to Eduardo, line 2, Tampa, Florida. What's on your mind, young man?
Yeah, Dominic, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
I got to point out that there's different Latinos, like Colombians, Mexicans, Peruvians. I didn't notice Larry. I didn't know Larry Gaga was Mexican. So why is she there? It's pretty ridiculous. Wait.
So Lady Gaga can't be there? I would think that you would love that.
No, this is a Latin theme, Dominic. You know that.
No. That's your interpretation of it. He introduced the Puerto Rican culture to the world. But it's wonderful that he had, it's just amazing to me. You can't please everybody. It's wonderful that he had Lady Gaga there with him dancing, and she danced as good as the Latino women and sound just as good, if not better. I thought that was wonderful. Why would you take exception to that?
Well, I thought we were doing a Latin theme, so she's not, as far as I know, she doesn't have any Latin roots, so I don't know why she was there. They could have had Jennifer Lopez, Shakira. I mean, take your pick.
Okay, so Eduardo, he's a $1 billion talent, and you don't understand why he had Lady Gaga on stage with him. You don't understand that when this guy is a world artist, almost $1 billion performer, and you don't understand why he had Lady Gaga there.
Yeah, I've been going by the Latin theme, so I would have had all Latin stars.
Okay, thank you for the call. That makes absolutely no sense. Eduardo sometimes make good points, and sometimes he's off his rocker, like you just heard. He had Lady Gaga there because she represents the theme of America. He felt the pressure, and that's a good thing. And did Lady Gaga bring it. She absolutely was phenomenal on stage. In fact, She could have did a better show than he did, to be honest with you. Let's go here to Jay, line 3, New Jersey. Jay, what's on your mind?
Yeah, hey, Dominic. I was watching the Super Bowl last night, and when Bad Bunny started shouting out the countries, while holding the football that says "Together We Are America," he was celebrating countries that are controlled by cartels and have record homicide rates and jail their political opponents. And
okay, but Jay, but let me ask you a question. You can't please everybody all the time, right? So what would you have had him do?
Well, I would have had him speak in English and celebrate America.
No, besides that, what would you have had him do?
Well, I wouldn't have had him shouting out the names of countries.
Okay, well, no. And don't take this the wrong way, Jay. Any fool can point out the negative. What would you have had him do?
Well, when he's holding the football that says, America, I'd have him celebrating America instead of other countries that are run by communist dictators.
So that wasn't positive when he held up the football? That wasn't a positive message?
No, not when he's shouting out countries. Every country he shouted out the name of, he said, this is America, and he's talking about, the countries that are run by communists, record inflation, record homicide rates, and they have terrible economies.
All right. Well, thank you for the call, Jay. Let's go to line 2. Now, this is the biggest hater on planet Earth. Marco in New Jersey. Marco, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to. First, I wanted to say that the guy was just on the radio. Doesn't he know that all those countries are part of America? That's the first point. But I just wanted to ask you: do you think it was inappropriate the Bad Bunny performance?
Okay, what are you really trying to get at, Marco? Let's not waste time. We know you hate Trump, you hate the world. What are you really trying to say? Let's not waste time.
Okay, so I hear a lot of people saying that
Okay, Marco, I'm short on time. What are you trying to say?
Listen, Cool Daddy Cool from Kid Rock, and then read the lyrics to that song. Tell me if that's not inappropriate. Thank you.
See, just what I thought.
Dominic is done with you.
Hater Marco hating. That's what Marco does. I would hate to be his woman. Ew! To have to put up with this guy all day long and all night long? Can you imagine that? Oh! I couldn't be in a relationship with this dude. He is the ultimate hater. Marco in New Jersey. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. I'm with Debbie Lebedo here. I'm looking at her comment on Twitter at Dominic TV. Debbie says, why couldn't Bad Bunny perform some English in his verses? We've had enough of non-English speaking people when we call companies and can't understand a word they're saying. So, Debbie, I'm not the only one, right? So I shouldn't say my bank, who I did, but I call my bank and the call is routed immediately to India. And then when I say, miss, I can't understand a word you're saying. And then she's reading this, miss, I don't understand. Can you put me through to a supervisor? Oh, no. We don't have supervisors. And so you just want to hang up the phone and you're talking about your money. So I'm with you, Debbie. Bad Bunny. It would have gone a long way. It was nice that he didn't attack ICE last night, but it would have went a long way. I didn't have a problem with the women. I didn't have a problem with their clothes. If you're from the Bronx, you know they were dressed conservatively for the halftime show. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Anne Marie in Pennsylvania, line 2. Young lady, what's on your mind?
Hi there. I love your show. I listen to you all the time. You're great. You're great.
Thank you.
Yeah. I will say one thing about the Bad Bunny situation. So here's the way I see it. Some of the people that spoke on the radio just a few minutes ago that you were talking to, I think there is some sort of promotion of the Latino countries that he mentioned at the end. I did have a little bit of a problem with that. I actually didn't watch it. I watched the reruns, and I only watched clips. I watched the TPUSA halftime show while it was going on. But I will say this. It seems like there's a promotion of, if you don't love us, then you're a hater. In other words, as per was on the board, at the end when they put that on the board. And
Right. So if you're not with Bad Bunny, then you're a hater?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I don't even have a problem with him speaking Spanish, but why are you trashing America? But then I think the whole point of why people are annoyed is you want to come and do the NFL halftime show. That's an Americana type of scenario.
Correct.
And I'm not saying I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but you got to mix it in a little bit. But now since Jay-Z's been involved, Beyonce, they put her in a white outfit on a Christmas day a few years ago, and completely inappropriate dressed. She's dressed like a porn star. And there's something to be said about that. Look, the dressing last night, the dancing wasn't a problem. I love Latin music. I actually like to dance to it when I'm out.
But wait a minute, Anne-Marie, can you dance? That's the question.
I can, yeah, I like it.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Not professionally. Yeah, but I like it. I like to dance. I like to dance to all music.
Wow. So you're in the club of Liz and Judith. They say that they're very good dancers as well. Anne-Marie, I wish we had more time, but I want to hear from you in the future. Do we have a deal?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for the call, Anne-Marie. So I'm looking at what the lovely DMS just said on Twitter, and she says if Debbie knew what some of those verses said, she'd prefer not to understand. It was a blessing. I would have liked to understand, DMS, what exactly he was saying. Let's see here. Let's go to Staten Island and Judith, line 4. What's on your mind, Judith?
Hi, I love your show. I did not watch the halftime show, but now I see that my relatives are on Facebook saying it was wonderful, and they're posting something about how if you didn't like it, you're racist. Just because you want to hear people speaking English and understand what's happening means that you just want to hear English, but they're telling, they have a whole box, one of those sayings that everybody's sharing about how, it was in Spanish, and we love it. But that doesn't mean that you hate Spanish people. That means you didn't understand a word they were saying, and you just want to speak in English.
Exactly, Judith. I'm with you. Thank you for the wonderful call. Folks, to Judith's point, it reminds me of the Palisades Mall, right? It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that the Palisades Mall was in serious trouble. You go into the Palisades Mall in Rockland County, one of the largest malls in America, you think you're in the United Nations. And I'm standing in there saying to my wife, Marilyn, English, man, English, in terms of what's going on. And now it's being sold to the highest bidder. It's going out of business. English, man, English. This is America, and help America to never forget. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact by donating your car or land. Go to T2T.org. I'll see you tomorrow night in Connecticut, folks. And also, I'll be back live at midnight.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here? Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now, is a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.